So, Carmelo Anthony was found guilty, got sentenced to 35 years. What's your take on that?
And that was something, boy. I ain't
Yeah,
even gonna lie to you.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, the defense rested what day 3 or something like that, and they didn't even really cross-examine a lot of the witnesses. I don't know. It's almost feel like it was like not set up, but I'm like, dang, bro, it should have been a little bit more put into this trial, if you ask
yeah,
me.
I saw Carmelo's parents speak out, and they
Mm-hmm.
talked about at the beginning of this. Everybody was kind of letting them know that, hey, do not go with the civil right lawyer or the black
Yeah,
lawyer route and stuff like that. So they also believed it was kind of like a setup or whatever the
yeah, they ain't
case may
making enough
be.
noise, man.
This is a sticky situation, man. Like, one, I empathize for the child who lost their life. Their family lost their life. I mean, as we learned about this case on trial, we learned that all that was a result of, you know, him pushing Carmelo Anthony. I'm not a father, but I am an uncle. If you were to tell me that one of my nephews was lost his life because he pushed somebody, I don't know, bro. That wouldn't sit well with me, bro. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I think a lot of people. I get that there's a racial component in a lot of things, simply
Everything.
because we live in America and our country was built on that. I think a lot of people are overlooking the human aspect of that, though. That's, to me, that's not imminent danger. That's not grounds to take somebody's life. But like we discussed before, charges matter. I also don't think that's murder. I
Right.
think that's manslaughter, and I also do believe 35 years was excessive. But he's definitely guilty of something. But I would say he's guilty of manslaughter. I wouldn't say he's guilty of murder, because a push doesn't match taking somebody's life.
So I agree with you on the charge portion of it. But I feel like after Rick Child got off before murder, you know what I'm saying? And when we discussed it last part about what that entails, I think I just knew for sure if Carmelo was charged with murder, he would get off. Maybe manslaughter, like you said, but like the Child case, they chased him, they went after him over 100 yards, and then
Yeah.
whatever happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to draw parallels, man. And this kind of took me to the Rittenhouse case. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you remember that
I remember
case.
the boy who bought the gun and he was out there.
Yeah,
He
Minneapolis,
17 cross
Minnesota.
states. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
So he was visiting his mom, and he took his parents' guns while visiting the mom to go a couple cities over,
And protest.
because he was unhappy how the Minneapolis police was handling what they deemed to be rioting and looting taking place in there. So he took a gun, a rifle at that, went to another part of the place where he wasn't supposed to be, underage,
17.
to defend property and to defend certain things that don't even belong to him. And everybody know you can't defend property. That's not how that works. Something happened. There was a level of tussle, but he killed two people. He killed two people, injured one, and he was able to get off on self-defense.
That's
right?
what I'm saying, bro. It's like,
So that's why people are mad. Just
Yeah.
for clarification, that's why people are mad, right? So that's the element of the unfair justice system that people are wanting folks to understand. And that's like a clear example that stands out to me. If you can tell me that Rittenhouse, who killed two people and injured one, being in the place he wasn't supposed to be at the age of 17, carrying a rifle, can get off with self-defense, and somebody who was shoved after a verbal altercation, pulling a knife and stabbing, I don't know. There's a disconnect in that, and I think Rittenhouse should have been charged. Is where I'm getting at with that. Like I said, I think Carmelo Anthony is guilty of something. I just don't think he's guilty of murder, because I mean that's still manslaughter, right? Like your reaction doesn't match the offense. It just doesn't. Like being pushed, and you fatally stabbing somebody after being pushed. Those two don't match, bro. So he's guilty of something. He's just not guilty of murder in my eyes.
Yeah.